We'll start with the prayers. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chaloramarthanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum. We are studying Shankaracharya's Bhashyam for the 10th verse of chapter 2. Before writing the commentary of this verse, Shankaracharya summarizes the entire 57 verses of chapter 1 and 2. What we have to understand in this, the central theme of this discussion in this entire long commentary of Shankaracharya is there a role for karma in moksha? Moksha means freedom from identification with the body and mind as me. If body and mind is not me, my real nature, it is a nature which is I perceive. But it is not an intrinsic nature. Who am I intrinsically? At the core of my personality, who am I? I am what Sri Krishna calls it in Bhagavad Gita. I am Atma. Atma means it is of a higher order of reality. Like the dreamer and waker. Dreamer is of a lower order of reality. Waker is of a higher order of reality. So compared to the waker, I have a status which I don't know today. My real nature is something different than the body-mind, which is called as Atma. And that Atma is of a higher order. That means when I look at it from the higher standpoint, the body-mind dissolves. And that Atma alone exists. That presence of Atma alone is called as moksha. Suppose a jnani comes to know this truth. After studying the Bhagavad Gita, suppose you also come to know this truth. Will karma which you do through the body and mind, does it have any role or not? That is the point of discussion which we are right in the middle of it. There is one school of thought which existed during Shankaracharya's time, which said that moksha is not possible without karma. That means throughout your life you have to do karma, 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 and then moksha, you will just get it after death. Or moksha you will get with jnanam and karma samuchaya. Samuchaya means with a combination of karma and jnanam. Here, karma should be understood as rituals. Rituals which we do, all the 41 samskaras, that together with jnanam will give me freedom from body-mind complex. This is what Shankaracharya is refuting in all these topics. It's a very long commentary. Shankaracharya begins with this long commentary of karma versus jnanam right in the middle, right in the beginning of his bhashya. So let us now go to that portion where we stopped last time, which is topic number 46 and 47. Here, Shankaracharya quotes Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 1st verse. And he says that even in chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, in the 47th verse, Lord Krishna's teaching is you have a right only to do karma and leave the karma phalam to the Lord. You cannot be attached to the karma phalam. And what is the nature of this Atma? This nature of this Atma is it is indestructible. It is not within time. Time does not affect this Atma. And what is the definition of karma according to Lord Krishna? He says, Samatvam yoga uchyate. Always keeping your mind in equilibrium is called as yoga. This is a special definition of yoga in Bhagavad Gita. So whether you do karma, whether you have jnanam, you must keep your mind steady all the time. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, there are several verses, about 12 or 15 verses, which talk about evenness of the mind. Whether you are a jnani or a karmi, it doesn't matter. Lord Krishna prescribes a stable mind, not an agitated mind, for all seekers. So Purva Pakshi says karma should be combined with jnanam. Shankaracharya says jnanam alone can give moksha. So that is what you should try to pick up, how jnanam alone can give moksha in all this analysis which we are doing. That is what should be at the top of your mind. In the 3rd chapter, the 1st verse, Shankaracharya quotes this about 10 times during this analysis. He quotes this particular verse. Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tat kim karmani ghore ma niyojayasi keshava. Arjuna asked Lord Krishna, if knowledge is superior to karma, why are you asking me to fight this war? That is the point which Shankaracharya tries to analyze and explain to the Purva Pakshi, that Arjuna understood karma and jnanam as two separate paths to be followed one after the other and not combination. In this particular verse, Shankaracharya says, Arjuna didn't have any confusion. Only you are saying there is a combination and all that. So whenever we talk of combination, comparison is not possible. And what is Arjuna saying in this particular verse of 3rd chapter, 1st verse? He says, he is talking about gradation. He says jnanam is better, it is superior, because it gives moksha. And karma is inferior because it is not giving moksha. It is not a direct path to moksha. So Arjuna is confused why Lord Krishna is asking him to follow karma and not jnanam. So Shankaracharya says to the Purva Pakshi, if you have a choice between two dresses, whether yellow color or black color or one shirt, two shirts, you can say yes, there is comparison. But we are comparing a shirt with a pant or a sari with a blouse. You cannot compare. You need both. I mean, that is a type of analysis which Shankaracharya talks about with reference to karma and jnana. Jnanam, no doubt, is superior. It is a direct means to moksha. So here, Shankaracharya debates with the Purva Pakshi and says, Arjuna never had this confusion of samuchaya. He is talking about gradation of jnanam and karma. Therefore, samuchaya is out. It is not there in Bhagavad Gita. To which, from the topic number 48 to 51, the Purva Pakshi quotes another mantra of Gita from chapter 5, the first verse. And then he again debates with him. In all this, just try to keep in mind that jnanam is always superior. It is of a higher order of reality. Always remember that. Because once you understand that, like you are a jnani means you have woken up to your real nature. Karmas will still go on at the body level. But then what is your role? I am not acting, and it is the body which is acting as per the law of prarabdha karma. So this is the verse which Purva Pakshi quotes. He says, Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogam cha shamsasi yakshreya etayorekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. Arjuna is asking, he is saying, you praise renunciation and again ask me to perform karma. Tell me conclusively, give me one method to follow. Don't tell me to follow both. One sadhana. For example, if a doctor prescribes 2 tablets to us, he wants us to take both. There is no question of one. What will cure us? The combination will cure us. That is what the Purva Pakshi is saying. And there are 4 arguments which Shankaracharya gives to distinguish between jnanam and karma. I have touched upon this in the previous discussions. The same thing. This is one of the central points you should keep in mind, is one of the important points. Purusha Bheda. Purusha Bheda means a karma yogi does not know Atma. Therefore, he is involved in karma. Jnana yogi, he knows Atma. He does not depend on karma for his freedom. That is what is called as Purusha Bheda. Kala Bheda means before knowledge, after knowledge. Before knowledge, you can be a karma yogi. But after knowledge, you cannot be a karma yogi. You are Nitya Mukta Purusha. Buddhi Bheda means the knowledge in the intellect of a karma yogi and the knowledge in the intellect of a jnani yogi is different. I am a karta is the knowledge of a doer of action, karma yogi. I am a karta. I, the Atma, does not perform any action. That is another distinction. Ashrama Veda means Grahastha Ashrama, Sannyasa Ashrama, Shankaracharya compares. In Grahastha, you do karmas. In Sannyasa Ashrama, you drop karmas. This is the background. These are all important arguments to distinguish karma and sannyasa. Yes, karma and jnana. Then, 2 more reasonings Shankaracharya gives, Jayastva Vachanam and Anyatara Vishaya Prashnaha. Basically, it means that he refers to the mantras which were quoted before, and where Arjuna's question itself says there is no samuchaya. In this particular mantra, Jayasi Chet Karmanasi. Jayasi means this is what he is saying, Jayastva Vachanam. So this particular mantra clearly says there is no samuchaya. So Arjuna is asking one technique to follow not a combination of three, not a combination of karma and jnana. In Ayurveda, basically Vatam, Pittam, and Kapam, these are three fundamental deficiencies in our body. One is Vayu Tattva. Suppose that Vayu, your breathing in and out is not proper. It can lead to combination. It can lead to uh, defects in the body. Agni Tattvam, which is the digestive power. If the digestion is not working, there will be defects in the body. That is Agni Tattva. Kapam. Kapam means Jala Tattva. If the water in the body is not adequate, again it will cause problems in the body. So Ayurveda takes into consideration all three. And it prescribes a medicine like jaggery or curd. So you can't ask which one is better. You have no choice. There is no superiority in the prescription because all three are together giving me a problem. So similarly, moksha requires jnanam and karma according to Purvapakshi. Samuchaya is not taught. That is Shankaracharya's final conclusion in all this analysis. Even Arjuna's question itself shows that there is no samuchaya. That is what is said in this particular analysis. 4 Vedas I've already discussed with you. This Purusha Veda, Buddhi Veda, Kala, and Ashram Veda. 2 verses, 2 topics, 52 and 53. Here, a little bit of, again, the knowledge here is why Arjuna is asking, why do you want me to do cruel action? Yuddha. Now, Yuddham, according to the karma theory, is there are 2 types of karmas. One is Shrauta karma, another is Smartha karma. Shrauta karma means all the rituals which you do with the fire to get children, to get wealth, to get Swarga. We do all the Agni Hotram, all the Agni related karmas as per the rituals prescribed in the Veda Purva. What about fighting a war? Is it coming under Shrauta karma? No. It comes under Panchamaha Yajna, which is Smartha karma. It is related to dharma. Now, in the case of Smartha karma, Jnanam and karma can be combined. So, Shankaracharya says, even in Smartha karma, the same arguments this is what the Purvapakshi is saying. What Shankaracharya is saying is the same arguments which I gave before also holds true for Smartha karmas also. And then he gives a little bit of elaboration on that in the next section, which how does a jnani perform karma? He tells us in the next section. Person should be a karma yogi, and if he's a karma yogi, Arjuna is asking, why do you want me to do this cruel karma? And who is a jnana yogi? A jnana yogi will follow non-violence. He will not be engaged in ghora karma. Arjuna's problem was he didn't understand that his swadharma is to fight, which is what Krishna explains to him in the 2nd chapter. See, all of us have got swadharma. Swadharma means we have a duty to perform. And Arjuna's duty was to fight the war, which I've explained many times before, because that is his dharma. He is a Kshatriya, and as a Kshatriya, Yuddham is Swadharma for a Kshatriya. That is what Krishna teaches. So again, Shankaracharya concludes there is no combination of karma and jnanam. The next portion is just a revision. I will not go into the revision portion. I have already taken up all this. In the 54th topic, what Shankaracharya says is, combination of jnana can never be shown by anybody with karma. Not even in the entire Bhagavad Gita, combination is not prescribed. Either you are a jnani or you are a karmi. Grihasthas can enjoy moksha with kevala jnana. They can enjoy jivan mukti status and continuing their laukika karmas. He will explain in the next section, 55 to 65. Here he will explain how Jnana Yogi continues doing karma even after Jnanam. It's a very long paragraph. Many Bhagavad Gita verses are quoted in this section. 5th chapter, 3rd chapter, 13th chapter, 4th chapter, 18th chapter. So many verses are quoted. See, this is the beauty of Shankaracharya. He is able to connect the other portions of the Gita to explain what is the central theme of Bhagavad Gita. This is the advantage of studying the Bhashya. See, when you do a particular verse and get the meaning, you won't get this grip of the subject. So many sessions we have taken purely to understand karma and jnanam. Karma and jnanam is a very important topic when you study Bhagavad Gita. Because many people study for 20-25 years Bhagavad Gita, they don't understand this significance of what is jnanam. How is it different than karma? This is a very big topic even in Brahma Sutra. In Tattva Samangad, the 4th sutra of Brahma Sutras, Shankaracharya again gives a similar debate in the Brahma Sutra also. So this try to pick up the differences between jnanam and karma while we study the Bhashya. See, one of the fundamental things of jnanam is I am akarta. This is at the thought level, not at the body action level. Body is acting. But in your mind, in your deep within your mind, what do you say? I am a supreme pure being. That pure being is the adhishtanam. It is the support for the body. Like the waker's mind is the support for the dreamer. Atma is the support for the waker. What is the nature of the waker? He is always free from the dream world. What is the nature of Atma? Atma is always free from the waker's world. What about karma? Karma means you have a buddhi. You are having a notion, I, the body, am doing action. So the difference between karma and jnanam is I, in the I notion, in your composure. After a study of Bhagavad Gita, what Gita expects you to do is to drop the I notion from the karma and attach the I notion to the Atma. As you study the verses and as you study the Bhagavad Gita, you will be able to do it. At this stage, you should just remember Atma is Akarta and Anatma is Karta. They are diametrically opposite in nature. A sannyasi follows jnana yoga, a grihastha generally follows karma yoga. But it is not a compulsory thing. A grihastha can also follow jnana yoga and become free. But samuchaya is not there. That is what we should understand. It is not a combination at any time. You cannot say that I have jnanam also and I am a karta also. How both can coexist? Shankaracharya, one of the arguments of the Purva Pakshi here, opposite attributes can coexist if it is Satyam and Mithya. Dream is Mithya, waking is Satyam. But suppose you take the same order of reality. Then suppose you say, take another example. Sand and mirage water. Sand is supposed to be higher order of reality. It can coexist with water. I can see the sand, but what I can see the water at the physical level, but at the knowledge level, I know it is only sand. So a waker and a dreamer, they can coexist. Similarly, Atma and Anatma can coexist because they are of two different orders of reality. For people doing Mandukya Upanishad with me, you will appreciate Turiya Drishti. Turiya means Atma. So as long as you have a Drishti in your mind, you have a vision in your mind, I am ever free as Turiya Atma. Then how do you see the entire waking, dream and sleep? Waking, dream and sleep belongs to the Ahamkara, which is only a reflection of that Aham. And waking, dream and sleep is a lower order of reality. For example, if you're dreaming, in the dream it can be bright sunlight day in the dream, but you are sleeping outside, which is so dark. Both of them, they coexist because of two orders of reality. That is one of the fundamental points you must note at the beginning stage itself. We are going to analyze Atma Anatma in the next section. As soon as you finish these topics, we are going to enter into a very important topic. What is Atma? What is Anatma? So for that, you should understand this Tattvam, Paramarthikam and Vyavaharikam. Vyavaharikam means lower order, waker, dreamer, sleeper. Paramarthikam means Atma, Sakshi, which does not get affected by anything which happens in the waking world. That is how you say, I am free. See, this aspect of freedom, you should try to understand that there is some higher nature which I have. By study of Bhagavad Gita, I will come to know of that higher nature. I will try to hold on to that as my real nature. Satyam. And then all the experiences in the world, let it continue. It is like the dream world, which is what we prove in Mandukya Upanishad, that waking world is as good as a dream world. Karmanaivahi samsiddham astitha janakadaya lokasangrahamevapi sampashyan kartum arhasi. After having jnana, you can still do karma. for loka sangraha, for the benefit of the society, you do. To be a role model, you keep doing karma. So, Lord Krishna does not propose sannyasa for everybody. He says, as grihastha, you can get jnana and you can say, I am Jivan Mukti. That is one of the central points which Shankaracharya brings out in all these verses. He says that the grihastha jnani is possible. Ajnani remains in grihastha performing karma. And he thinks by doing karma, I will go to Swarga. In Swarga, I will get a better life. What does a jnani do? A vidwan. He also performs karma. But his karma is not called as karma, but it is called as karma abhasa, which Shankaracharya will explain now. So, grihastha can be a jnani. Very, very important point. Many people, they come to me in the question answer session. Can grihastha be a jnani? Grihastha. Or do you have to really take up an orange robe and be a sannyasi and then get jnanam and then say, I am free? Krishna very clearly says, as a grihastha, get this atma jnanam. Atma jnanam does not depend on the ashrama. It depends on the jnana. I am karta, akarta in grihastha. Even now we can say, grihastha can say, I am akarta in the sleep state. In the sleep, I am not a karta at all. And in the waking state, I am a karta. So I am both karta and akarta. Similarly, I am atma and anatma. Anatma is doing all actions. Jnanam and karma can coexist if you understand they are of two different orders of reality. So, grihastha need not take sannyasa is the prescription in the Bhagavad Gita. And it is logically supported and it is scripturally supported in the Gita. There are three main notions if you are a karma yogi. What are the three main notions? You don't have jnana. As a karma yogi, as a normal grihastha, what will you say? I am a samsari. I have a lot of problems. Now I want to be a seeker, sadhaka. That is one of the mindset of a karma yogi. I will do karma. I will perform all the actions prescribed by the Bhagavad Gita. And those actions, karmas, are sadhanam. They are the disciplines which I will follow. This is the mindset of a karma yogi. And what is moksha? Moksha is sadhyam. So there is sadhaka buddhi. Sadhyam means goal. There is a sadhaka buddhi, sadhanam buddhi, and sadhyam buddhi. For a karma yogi, Samuchayavada says that even in the scriptures, you have to do karma for even 100 years and then get jnanam and then get moksha after death. This is Samuchayavadi's proposal. But what the Shankaracharya says, no. While doing karma itself, as a grihastha, get jnanam. And what is the nature of the grihastha jnani? Quoted in the 4th chapter, 23rd verse. Gata sangasya muktasya jnanavastita chetasaha yajnaya charata karma samagram praviliyate. As a grihastha, you can drop your attachments to the karma mentally and be established in knowledge, atma. Then what happens? Whatever karmas you do, they are not going to produce any punyam or papam. Muktasya. This is the definition of grihastha jnani. Why? Because he is nitya muktaha. This word nitya muktaha, very, very important word in the entire Bhagavad Gita. Suppose you want to just meditate. Who am I? Nitya muktaha. Nitya muktaha means what? Nityam means eternal. Not bound by time. Muktaha means free. As Atma, as pure consciousness, awareness, I am ever free. In that awareness, the world appears, world disappears. World appears, world disappears. In the waking state, the world appears. In the sleep state, the world disappears. In Kaivalya Upanishad, very beautiful mantra comes in the 19th mantra. It says, Mayeva sakalam jatam, Mai sarvam pratishtitam, Mai sarvam layam yati, Tad brahma advayam asmyaham. I am that Atma in which everything is born, it exists, and it dissolves. This is one of the very important mantras to be associated with Nitya Mukta status. At any point you want to know your real nature, keep this mantra in mind. Very, very important mantra for, if you are making notes of these talks, keep this mantra as very important for you. And the word Nitya Muktaha. With the word Nitya Muktaha, Shankaracharya can argue with so many people. Because you are Nitya Muktaha means you are always free. What about body, mind? Yeah, it has come. It has appeared, but it will disappear. But then don't depend your freedom. Moksha should not be dependent on the condition of the mind or the body. This is the final teaching. Jnani owns up Nitya Mukta status. Otherwise, he is not called a Jnani. He is called a Karmi. Karmi means he is doing actions. That's all. So there is a huge difference between a Jnani and a Karma Yogi. Huge difference. For a Jnani, when he performs karma, his karma does not produce punyam or moksha. For a karma yogi, he'll say, yes, I'm doing all the disciplines and all that, all the disciplines I follow, I will do rituals, I will do all that. For what? For gaining moksha. Because he is an ajnani. Ajnani means he is ignorant about his nature. As Atma, he is ever free. You and I can happily say that we are ever free from this body mind because that is the fact. Only thing I don't know that. Bhagavad Gita helps me to, first of all, to know the truth. Second, it also helps me to claim that status as my real nature. There is a huge difference between a Samuchayavadi and an Advaiti. The Purva Pakshi thinks that he is a samsari. He has to do karma. Karma becomes a sadhanam for him. Moksha becomes a goal. So sadhana gets Atma Jnanam, and after death he will get moksha. That is the mindset of a opponent who is arguing with Shankaracharya. What is Shankaracharya says? I am always a samsari. Why? Because I am always muktaha. That is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. I am always free as Atma. How to know that Atma we will see in the next few classes. So Grihastha Jnani is not a sadhaka, and for him karma is not a sadhanam, Moksha is not a sadhyam. Sadhyam means goal. Why? Because he has got the knowledge I am Atma. See, again and again, you must remember Atma, the moment you understand I am Atma, in my awareness, awareness is my nature. Awareness is unborn. Awareness is unborn. See, all our problems is because in our mind we have a deep notion. My body is, I am born means what? This body is I. That is the wrong, that is the ignorance part of it. And that ignorance is what we have to drop. For a jnani, all his karma, they lose the sadhanam status. Suppose after I become jnani, you become a jnani and say, yes, I am Atma. And then tomorrow morning you will do all the actions. You'll get up, you'll sleep, this, that, you'll do all the actions. All the actions for a jnani, it is called as abhasa karma. Abhasa karma means it is like a pseudo karma. It is just done because it is going as per the law of nature. For example, a roasted seed. Seed, if it is normal seed, you put on the ground, it will give you, it will produce a plant or a tree. But suppose you roast the seed and then you put it in the ground, it cannot generate a tree or a plant. So similarly, karma, once it is given up by jnani as of a lower order of reality, as mithya. See, in the vision of a jnani, all the actions are only seen to be done by body mind. So many body minds are there in the world and all these are acting. But in the jnani's mind, what it is, I am awareness. I am awareness. Therefore, karma doesn't make any difference to him. So for a sannyasi, he never does any ritual. So there is no question of samuchaya for him. In the Bhagavad Gita, the two orders of reality are explained in two wonderful mantras. See, while I'm teaching Bhagavad Gita, I give you some of the important mantras to be noted down. Please write down these chapter number, verse number. Make a collection of 25 verses, your own collection. And then just write down next to it, what is the significance of these mantras? So that quickly your mind can say, yes, I have got the message. The central message of these two verses is Paramartika Satyam, higher order of reality. Many seekers, they come to me, they ask me, how to study Bhagavad Gita? We are learning Bhagavad Gita, but how to hold on to the central teaching? To them, I suggest make a list of 25 verses. While you're learning, important ideas which strike you. I will tell you also which are important verses. So these two verses are one of the best verses Shankaracharya quotes even in the Upanishadic Bhashyam. In the Upanishadic Bhashyam, he quotes these two mantras. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavit pashyan shrinvan spishan jigran ashnan gachan supan shwasan pralapan visrajan and so on. So 5th chapter, 8th verse and the 9th verse, it gives us the vision of a jnani. I am the awareness consciousness principle. In my awareness, bodies and minds with gunas are acting with the sense objects in the universe. The interaction, vyavahara, is taking place in the universe, which is bathed by awareness. Bodies are acting. touching, smelling, eating, sleeping, breathing, seeing, hearing, running. All the actions are going on at the body level, but at the higher Paramarthika level, I, the consciousness, the pure awareness, exist. What about the body mind? Body mind is name, form, function. That is all. You take anything in the world, you give it a name. You also have a name. So and so is acting. So and so is awake. He is doing this. He is doing that. Name and form and function. He is doing so and so function. So entire anatma is name, form, function. The entire anatma is of a lower order of reality. It is Vyavaharika Satyam. I, the awareness, am Paramarthika Satyam. I am introducing two words here. Vyavaharikam, Paramarthikam. Paramarthikam means it is of a higher order. Nothing will happen to me, the Atma. Whatever happens in the body, mind, it is an appearance. I exist as awareness. In my awareness, body, mind, and the world appear. Two words, existing and appearing. I exist. Body, world, mind, actions, they all appear, disappear. Appear in the waking state, disappear in the sleep state. The entire world of plurality. Plurality means all diversity, which our sense organs are perceiving. It is nothing but that one awareness, consciousness. This is the central teaching of Bhagavad Gita. See, Shankaracharya, right in the beginning of his commentary itself, he brings out the entire gamut of Vedanta and he explains it right in the beginning. Before he even starts, he says, this is what you should understand when you study Bhagavad Gita. You will do 18 chapters, but then if you miss this portion of Atma, then you have missed. Many people, they have studied Bhagavad Gita for 25 years. They have done it 8 times, 10 times. They come to me and they say, I haven't understood the Gita. Because they have missed this point. The central teaching is you must know that you are Atma. Gita is talking about my own real self. So there are two different sadhanas, karma and jnanam, and they are meant for two different adhikaris. Suppose you are an adhikari, you will get jnana. Adhikari means you are fit to get that knowledge. And karma and jnanam both can coexist. Even though they coexist, you cannot call it samuchaya. Samuchaya means that you want to get moksha by doing karma. That is what Shankaracharya is trying to negate in all this debates with the Purva Pakshi. Grihastha has ajnanam. Ajnanam means ignorance about his nature. Because of ajnanam, ignorance, he doesn't know I am Atma, which is always free. Suppose you also know I am always free. And if you don't know that, then what will happen? You will start liking certain things, disliking certain things in the world. So ajnanam leads to raga. Raga and dvesha are two sides coming from, they are born out of ignorance of my Paramarthika nature. What is Paramarthika nature? Ekam eva idam sarvam brahma akartru tattvam. There is only one principle in this entire universe, which is pure consciousness. And that pure consciousness is akarta. Akarta means its nature happens to be detached. Body's nature is to attach itself to the world. Mind wants to attach to the world. But Atma's nature is what? It is detached from the body, mind. Always. Whether you are in the waking state, dream state, sleep state, that consciousness is in and through all the states. At the same time, it is transcendent. Transcendent means what? It can drop all this because it doesn't hold them as its nature. So for a jnani, he is nitya muktaha. He has understood his nature, and his karmas have become like mirage water. I see the body acting like I see the sand, but in my mind I know it is mirage water. Similarly, Jnani knows I am acting in the world, but he knows that I am not the actor, I am the Atma. So, Grihastha can also do Nididhyasanam, that I am the Atma, and then he can be free. He can have a Nishtha. What is a Nishtha? Nishtha means conviction. That I am not a Grihastha by nature. My inner nature, my intrinsic nature is not grihastha or a person who goes to office or a person who is working in the kitchen or a medical doctor. So many things. The body is acting. It can do so many different types of activities. But in all these activities, I see the oneness of Atma, which is playing around with in all the bodies and minds in the world. Karma nivruttam. Karma has no prayojanam for a jnani. Purvapakshi quotes this third verse, where he says, in this world there are two paths. One is the path of knowledge and the other is path of action. And then Shankaracharya refutes that. He says it is meant for two different adhikaris. Vedantic vision is you continue to perform karmas after jnanam, but the karmas are called as karma abhasa. They do not give any punyam or papam. Whereas for a ajnani, it will give punyam papam. Because in his mind, he is saying, I am the doer of action. Therefore, there is, by law of karma, he'll be born again into the world. Karma does not get the title of karma after you become a jnani. What is the title given? Karma abhasa. Abhasa means reflection. It is of a lower order. Like a reflection is of a lower order, your face is of a higher order. So, Grihastha Jnani is possible. It is proved in Bhagavad Gita, the 3rd chapter. In the 3rd chapter, Lord Krishna himself says that nobody can stop doing action. And as a jnani, I cannot stop doing action because I am the model. If I stop doing action, the whole world will perish. Why? Because all people will stop doing actions. So that is why jnanis always are engaged in full action. Many jnanis, they set up ashramas, they teach students and so on. So by attending sessions, classes, we get adhikaritva. Adhikaritva means what? As a beginner, as a seeker, in order to get the knowledge, I become a fit student. A fit student is one who gets chitta shuddhi. Chitta shuddhi means that mind which is agitating today, it learns to remain peaceful. What is why do we study all this? We study so that by doing this type of a study, my mind, instead of running out into the world, it will start turning the direction and it will start going in the direction of Atma. So Avatara and Jnani both are free from Ahamkara and Aham Karta Bhava. Ahamkara means body mind. Why? Because Jnani thinks I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am Atma. For him, Kartrutvam is as good as not there. That is why we saw this mantras 8 and 9 of the 5th chapter. In Panchadasi and in Tripti Deepa Prakaranam, that is in Panchadasi, there is a text by Vidyaranya. And in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is a mantra which says, Atmanam ched vijaniyat. If a man knows that I am Atma, then desiring what? Will he tries to act in the world? Almost like 50-60 verses are written only on this one verse of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad by an author called Vidyaranya, who came from South India and he lived about 600 years ago. Very great scholar of Vedanta. He has written commentaries of all the Bhashyams also. He has taken out some mantras and so on of Upanishads. So basically what it means is, when Bhoktrutvam is not there, when I don't need to enjoy anything in the world, because I have become that pure Atma, that Karta feeling in me goes away. In the 3rd chapter, 17th verse, Lord Krishna says about the man who has learned this Atma Jnana. Yasmat marati revasyat atmatriptascha manavaha atmanyeva cha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. A jnani is satisfied in his Atma itself. Complete satisfaction, total fulfillment. If one is satisfied with his own self, what will he desire in the world? That is the nature of the jnani. And then he drops his karta and bhokta status. So because there is no kartrutvam and bhoktrutvam, doership and enjoyership, in a jnani, there is no combination for karma with jnana. Another argument which Shankaracharya gives is the attachment and aversion, they are not in Atma, but they are in the sense organs. Indriyasya indriyasyarthe ragadvesho vyavastitau tayorna vashamagachet tauhasya paripantinau. 3rd chapter, 34th verse. Again, a brilliant verse, which says that the sense organs have got desires. They want to go and enjoy in the world, but not I, the Atma, in whose presence the body, sense organs, and the mind, they interact with the world. So if the body goes away, so what? Doesn't matter. I, the awareness, continue in this world as pure existence, consciousness. That is my nature. Desire for future will be there if I want to enjoy something in the world. So if I am not a jnani, who am I? I am a ahamkara. Ahamkara means ego. 99.9% of the people in the world, they are in this category. They think they are karta. Karta means doer. I do things. They don't know anything about Atma. This is the picture of ignorant man. So they have projects, they have programs, they want to do so many things so that they can become, in the future, they can become an enjoyer. So they keep on postponing enjoyership, fulfillment in life. They say, after 60, I will be very happy. So it's like mirage water. They are seeing the mirage water, they are not seeing the sand. So even at the age of 75 or 80, they are still seeing mirage water, happiness in the future. Whereas Jnani says, I am happy right now because I have known the truth about this body-mind complex. When the setup is fit, I am not fit. When I am fit, the setup is not fit. When I am young, I am fit. I don't have money. I don't have a house. So my enjoyment is postponed. When the setup becomes fit, my body is not all right. Therefore, again, I'm suffering samsara. So happiness is always postponed. If then the people say, okay, if not this birth, I will enjoy in the next birth. So in order to break this thought process, we have to drop our ahamkara, the I notion, which comes every day when we wake up, and this I notion goes away every day in sleep state. Our whole life is nothing but this I notion in the mind, which is born in a particular body. It takes up that I notion is attached to a certain body for a few years. The same I notion will again take rebirth if you don't know how to drop that I notion. That is what is called as samsara. So this details about karma becoming karma abhasa I have discussed just now. There is no transformation at any time in Atma. Atma is ever changeless. It is nirvikara subhava. This is Shankaracharya's teaching in this particular paragraph. Atma is always there. Only I have a cognitive change, a change in my intellectual understanding. That body is born, it'll act as per the law of karma, and I have no way to stop that. But in my internal mind, in my mind, I can change the attitude. And before starting any karma, I can do a sankalpa. And then that sankalpa means thought, a vow. Before any karma, you say that this karma is not for me, the ahamkara, it is for loka sangraha, or it is as per the law of karma. Then what will happen? That karma will not give you any punyam papam. It becomes karma abhasa. So two sankalpas can be taken. One is by ajnani. He will say, I want swarga. I want phalam, the benefit of doing this ritual. Then the same karma can be done. What Shankaracharya here says is Agnihotra, rituals with the fire, everything can be done by a grahastha after jnanam also. He continues, but in his mind he has the jnana. So once the swarga kama is dropped, the kamya karma loses its status as kamya karma status. Kamya karma means all the actions done with desire in the mind. The main point you should remember is that there is a change in the mindset. When one becomes a jnani, the karma loses its karma status. Therefore, at any time, there is no samuchaya. Samuchaya means combination at all. So this portion I have taken before. Grihastha jnani is not a sadhaka, karma is not a sadhanam, moksha is not a sathyam, it is siddham. Siddham means moksha is already attained by me. I don't have to attain. I only don't know that I am not this body mind. That's all. For a jnani, it does not, this karma doesn't, is a roasted seed. It has no ahankara status. Jnani doesn't have an ahankara status. Jnani doesn't think that I am doing all these actions. Even though he may be teaching. There are so many teachers, Vedantic teachers. But if you really ask them, they say, I am not teaching, I am Atma. And which is already Mukta. So internal transformation happens with Jnanam. Outside external status, karma can continue. So now Purva Paksha accepts that there is a possibility of internal transformation in the mind with respect to change in the status of karma. It's a very, see how Shankaracharya, by bringing out all this, he tries to explain to us the significance of jnana. Significance of Atma Jnana. Because of this, we get a desire to study the Bhagavad Gita. It will give me chitta shuddhi, it will give me purity of mind. With the purity of mind, I will get this jnanam and then I will be ever free and happy. See, all our goals are met by this Atma Jnana. One Atma Jnanam will satisfy completely whatever goals we have in our life. In Bhagavad Upanishad, there are 3 desires mentioned for all grihasthas. And the 3 desires are basically loka, they have desire for lokas like swarga. This is the mantra in Bhagavad Upanishad. They do actions. Ajnanis, grihasthas, they do actions for 3 things. One is for getting children. Putraha. Through putraha, they can get so much of benefits. They can get wealth. So desire for wealth is satisfied by having children. Then they want to have lokas. They want to go to Swarga. That can also be satisfied. Putra Eshna, Loka Eshna, Vitta Eshna. These are 3 main desires in all of us. But a jnani, he says, Neti Neti. I don't want this. I don't want this. I want freedom here and now. By doing this, he attains that same Nitya Mukta status. One can do Sandhya Vandanam even after having Jnanam. That's what Shankaracharya says. You can do Agni Hotra also. You can do all the, but there is no Swarga Ichha. There is no Ichha. I want this to be done. You say, I am doing all these rituals for Loka Sangraha. That is the mindset which is mentioned even in the 3rd chapter. And the karmas, they become karma abhasa. Then, so this I've already quoted this before. Yogastha Yoga Yukto Vishuddhatma Vijitatma Jitendriya Sarvabhuta Savbhutatma Kurvannapina Lipyate. When the mind is pure, then the senses are pure, and then the jnani realizes his real nature. So again, he says, where is samuchaya? in moksha, there is no samuchaya. No, once you have attained jnanam, there is no question of doing karma for moksha. Then, in one of the things which in the third chapter, uh, Lord Krishna says that there are many people, your own ancestors, they performed duty, but they were not connected. They were jnanis. Your answer, he gives the example of Janaka. In the next few slides, it will come. Yeah. See, Janaka was a jnani, and Janaka was a grihastha. Now, Lord Krishna gives the example of Janaka, who was a king, and he, after being a jnani, he still ruled the kingdom as Loka Sangraha. So this is an important aspect to understand, that after jnanam, we can continue all the actions which we are doing, and like Janaka, we can be free. There are two interpretations of Janaka. Grihastha Jnanis are popular example. This I will touch upon when we do the actual mantra. What is important is Tattva Vittu Mahabhavo Guna Karma Vibhagayoho Guna Guneshu Vartante Iti Matvana Sachate. The gunas are acting in the world. The gunas means my sense organs, they have three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. And the world outside also has sattva, rajas, tamas. It is an interaction. Vyavahara is nothing, but it is an interaction as per the law of karma of the body and mind. Grihastha jnanis who are continuing in Vedic karma, they attained moksha through jnanam, not by combination of karma. Karma coexists with jnanam, but it does not contribute to moksha. Why it doesn't need to contribute? Because moksha is my nature, and moksha is self-evident. After you have learned how to differentiate Atma and body or mind, then you will be very free, you will be very clear. From Messages 25th verse, 12th verse to 25th verse of the second chapter, this entire revelation of Atma will come in. A very beautiful section, which says that you know this Atma and you have moksha here and now. So don't include karma at all in this moksha process. Some people, they take to vidvat sannyasa for after jnanam. Vidvat sannyasa means that you want to live in this world with that jnanam alone. There is a process available which is called as vidvat sannyasa. Vividesha sannyasa means the process of taking sannyasa for learning purposes. Vidvat means that you have learned it, but you want to follow that jnana. So you take up. But then you don't require to take vidvat sannyasa or vividesha sannyasa. You can continue in grihastha. You become adhikari and get the jnanam and be free. Grihastha jnani did not renounce karma. He did not take to even vidvat sannyasa. He continued till the end of his life as a jnana yogi. So Janaka is a jnani, he is not an ajnani, and he continued his grihastha nature with all the other duties. Now, in the Shastra, they do mention about sannyasa. They say that sannyasa gives you a better environment for the study of Veda. Because you have minimum of possessions, obligatory duties, relationships, transactions. Grihastha can also try to reduce his activities and study the Bhagavad Gita and become free. If the body is if the body is young and you get this knowledge, then you can enjoy the Jivan Mukti for a longer period. So Grihastha Jnani, Grihastha Jnani, anyway, that is a separate topic. So Jnanam alone gives moksha, karma plays no role. Why Krishna mentions this? Because Karma Yoga gives Chitta Shuddhi. Karma has a role. Suppose you are starting in the Bhagavad Gita study. Karma Yoga is what will be taught to you first. Because our mind is not ready. Third chapter, fourth chapter, fifth chapter, they are all Karma Yoga chapters. It teaches you about Pancha Mahayajna, and it teaches you all the duties, how you have to perform, in what mindset you have to perform. The slow transformation happens in Bhagavad Gita in the mind of a person. You learn to slowly, gradually come out of your notion, I am not the body or mind, I am the pure Atma. Many people in the past have learned the Bhagavad Gita. Many people, thousands and millions of people have learned it. I too can learn the Bhagavad Gita. And I can also get this Chitta Shuddhi and then Jnana Prapti. See, the general process by which this Jnanam is obtained is, first, you get purity of mind. How do you get purity of mind? By Karma Yoga. You get one-pointedness in your mind. Chitta Ekagrata, Chitta Vishalata. All this gives you Samatva. Chitta Vishalata means expansion of the mind. See, when you learn the process, the mind slowly settles down. It is gradual, but it definitely happens. There are thousands of students who have come back and said, yes, I have studied the Bhagavad Gita. My mind has become stable. You may not attain the status of Atma and being a Jnani, but even by studying a little bit of Bhagavad Gita, you can see the difference in your lifestyle. You can see the difference happening in your own life. You're not as agitated as before. Why? Because the Chitta Shuddhi process has started. Chitta Shuddhi means your mind's agitations come down. And when the agitations come down, then what happens is you become ready for this knowledge. Suppose your mind is not ready so far, and you get this knowledge, what happens? You get some benefit. Only thing is you don't get the benefit of Jnanam. The benefit of Jnanam comes in a pure mind. All this is being said in the Bhagavad Gita, in the beginning of the introduction by Shankaracharya. to make us understand the role of purity of mind, to understand the role of karma and jnanam, and to give us the confidence that people in the past have got this knowledge, even grahasthas have got this knowledge, and by clear understanding, one can become free from this bondage. We can attain siddhi. Siddhi means nitya mukta status. Yata pravarti bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatham sarvakarmana tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. In the 18th chapter, 46th verse, what Lord Krishna says is, once you have got that clarity of Atma, you can be very, very effective in life. You will do your duty very, very well. You will attain perfection in whatever you do. You may be a good doctor, you may be a good chartered accountant, you can be a programmer, whatever it is. The moment you get Chitta Shuddhi, it has got miraculous powers. Chitta Shuddhi means purity. And how do you get purity of mind? Listen to the Bhagavad Gita. Pure listening itself will give you, slowly your mind will become sattvic. And a sattvic mind, a pure mind, is a fit mind to get the Atma Jnana. So, Karma Yogena Chitta Shuddhihi, and then through Jnanam, we attain Brahman status. Brahman status means Atma status. So, the main topic, Jnanena Moksha, is the summary of the 47 verses, 47 verses of the first chapter, 10 verses of the second chapter. So far, see what so much we have learned from Shankaracharya Bhashyam in this commentary, in this Bhashyam portion. The second chapter is the central chapter of the entire teaching of Bhagavad Gita. If you understand the second chapter well, the rest of the chapters, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18 chapters, becomes very easy. The Jnana Yoga chapters in Bhagavad Gita are the second chapter, the 13th chapter, 14th chapter, and 15th chapter. 4 main chapters which will teach you the Atma Jnana. The other chapters will give you the knowledge of how to prepare your mind. Slowly your mind will get tuned up. Oh, this is the world, this is the world, this is my nature, this is the world of this is what I learn about the world. 3 aspects of the world which you learn by the study of Bhagavad Gita. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Jiva means I, the individual. Jagat means the world. And Ishvara means the creator of the world or projector of this universe. At any time, when one is active in life, always remember this activity belongs to the body. It does not belong to the mind. Sannyasi is not a real sannyasi. A grihastha is a real sannyasi. That is what Shankaracharya says in this commentary of 6th chapter, 1st verse, where it says, Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yas sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir chakriya. So one who is left the Agni, Niragni, is not the real sannyasi. The real sannyasi is while being a grihastha, you are in the middle of your battlefield of your life. In the middle of your own life, you learn I am the Atma, and then be free. So, with this, the first chapter and the second chapter, 10 verses, the summary is over. So, with this, we finish the volume number 2, which has been sent to you. Next week, we are going to start the next volume, and I will send the notes of the next volume before the class next Saturday. What we will be doing is from verse number, now we'll start verse number 11. Ashochananya shochasvam prajna samvad ramshabhashase. That verse onwards, we will start next week. Very important portion from next week onwards. From the 11th verse, 12th verse onwards is the main teaching of Bhagavad Gita till the 25th verse. We will study all these portions, and if possible, if you are interested, we'll do some meditation after the class. When we do those sections, I will check if you're interested in meditation. I don't know how many of people in this group will be interested. So if you're interested, just say yes, I'm interested in meditation in the chat box. Then depending on the responses, number of people who are interested, I will take some 10-15 minutes of meditation whenever there is an important verse which we are discussing. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachade Purnasya Purnamathaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.